Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Jason White, and this is Weird Reads. And I don't know why I did that dramatic pause there, but this is my fourth video of the morning, so bear with me. Recently, I was lucky enough to hit 200 subs, and in all honesty, I didn't think I would hit even 50, never mind 100. And so I'm very happy to have reached 200. I'm not going to do anything special for it except for this shout out video, because I wouldn't have been able to have made it here without the help of some of the people I made friends with along the way. And you know what, this list that I'm about to show you guys is pretty much also a list of my favorite booktubers. The ones I almost always watch whenever they upload new content. Christ, I can't speak anymore. These are the people who've made my booktube existence so incredibly awesome. Alright, so let us start. The very beginning for me was a channel called Better Than Food. Basically, books are better than food. And that's hosted by a guy named Clifford Sargent. Now, this is he's interesting because he was the first guy, like I said, I started watching books, or at least people on YouTube talking about books. Clifford is like very smart. His intelligence is like, wow. And he's also one of the most detailed and best book reviewers out there. I just love the way he talks about books. His passion for dark fiction, both modern and classic, is boundless. The funny thing is that he doesn't consider himself a booktuber. He started his channel without booktube in mind at all. He didn't even know it existed until he was along the way, and somebody mentioned booktube to him, and he thought the term was actually quite funny. But you should check him out. He covers a lot of really dark fiction, not horror necessarily, a lot of existentialist type stuff. Definitely check him out. He's a lot of fun. Paul Reads. Paul Reads gave me my very first shout out when I started. I enjoy watching his videos, mostly his horror and science fiction hauls and reads. He reads a lot of books very quickly. I envy him for that. And he's also a great champion for booktube. He's a great guy. He has the weekly shoutouts that he does, and he also does the booktube news now. I forget exactly what he calls it, but it's basically like This Week in Booktube, which is really cool. Lisawestcoastreads, she's not really around anymore, but she gave me a shout out approximately the same time as Paul Reads. And she's been absent for booktube for some time now because of her new job, but hopefully she'll come back soon. I really enjoyed listening to and watching her videos on what she thought about the book she was reading, and yeah, hopefully she'll keep creating content in the near future. Dane Reads. I really enjoy watching Dane review books, as I find that his interests are fairly similar to my own when I'm not blabbering on about horror, which I have been lately. He likes horror a lot too, you can tell, but he doesn't limit himself to just reading horror. He reads a lot of classic books too, and Dane has supported my channel for some time by tagging me, commenting on me, giving me shout outs. So thanks, Dane. And I really enjoy his videos. Alex at Hey Little Thrifter. She's another favorite that I almost always watch whatever she puts out. Her channel is a lot of fun, as she is pretty much horror obsessed, just as I am. And probably more so. I really enjoy watching her reviews on books and discussing them in the comments with her. She's always commented on my videos. Her knowledge also on point horror books is just phenomenal. I mean, I love her backdrop. She has this, if you haven't seen it, she has this bookcase where all the books face out, because she loves the covers as much as I do, and it's really cool to look at. She has an awesome channel, so you should check that out if you haven't. Rachel at Shades of Orange. I've been watching Rachel's channel since the beginning, and somehow I missed it somehow for months that she has a podcast. And that's, of course, or she does it with Stephanie from That's What She Read, and it's the Books in the Freezer podcast. And, you know, it makes me question my own attentiveness, my ability to pay attention. But I would say that Rachel has the closest reading taste to my own out of everyone on this list, especially when it comes to horror. If you haven't checked her channel, you really should, and also check out the podcast. Speaking of Rachel, Stephanie from That's What She Read. I'm fairly new to her. I found her channel only after learning about the podcast Books in the Freezer, but I find that she's just as fanatic about horror and thriller and dark fiction in general as I am, and a lot of these other podcasters, I almost said, booktubers that I've mentioned. Alex Black. On the opposite end of the spectrum is Alex Black. She and I do not really have similar book tastes, but I began watching her channel when she started commenting on my videos, and I found that I enjoy listening to her in-depth reviews of the books that she reads. She can really deconstruct a book and tell you what makes it work and what doesn't. Listening to her is almost a throwback to what book reviews used to be before Amazon. She, like, as I just said, she really pulls them apart, and she'll tell you what works and what doesn't. And she'll also recognize the fact that it's all just her opinion. I really enjoy watching her videos, and I really enjoy having discussions with her, either on her channel or my own channel. Cameron Chaney. Cameron's passion for horror fiction is also very impressive in my opinion. I love watching his videos. His bookshelf in the back, all lit up purple, it's just awesome. I love his bookshelf tours, his reviews, pretty much everything he does. I've commented on his videos a lot, telling him how he is in the process of making my to-be-read mountain into a freaking planet. Nothing wrong with that by any means. Carla's Book Bit. Carla is another horror fiction fan, and I was drawn to her when she did a vlog during the first half of her reading the massive tome War and Peace by Tolstoy. I then learned that our tastes in books are also pretty similar, and she also adds a lot of books to my to-be-read planet. And she's pretty good at doing the review too, at deconstructing a book and putting it back together and telling you what works. I really enjoy watching her videos, so I highly suggest you go and check out Carla's Book Bits. Madeleine Swann. Madeleine is funny and focuses her videos on weird fiction and horror, mostly. We often comment on each other's videos. She's also a writer and just a fun person to watch. I enjoy the readings that she often does. She'll often read stuff off the internet, creepypastas and whatnot, and she'll do the odd short story. Her channel is just a lot of fun. Todd The Librarian. Todd is that guy. I'm serious, man. He's the guy who people become fascinated with. He is shrouded in mystery and debauchery. His beer in a mug forever haunts my dreams. And he's not only a fan of horror, but of many other genres. He is a writer as well, and he often collaborates on his videos with Dane Cobain for their Todd and Dane D&D read-along. I think I did that right, I don't know. So Todd the Librarian, he's a really cool guy. You should check out his videos if you haven't. And finally, but certainly not the last or least, is Mindy from Mindy's Book Journey. Mindy is fairly new to me as well, but I enjoy watching her thoughts on books, her book tags, the readathons that she participates in, and her overall reading journey. See what I did there? Mindy's Book Journey, her reading journey. Anyway, she reads a lot of horror as well, and so, you know, I keep looking for horror booktubers, because if booktube is a niche, then horror booktube is even more of a niche. And I love my horror. I write it, I read it. And so that is my 200 sub shout out. Thanks to everyone who's helped me grow, and I hope to grow with you guys in the future and keep creating content, and keep commenting on each other's posts. These guys, I come to look forward to watching their videos almost all the time. You know, sometimes you get busy and you get behind. Everyone goes through that. Same with podcasts, same with books you want to read. That's neither here nor there. I still watch these guys all the time, and I think you should too if you haven't. So thank you for watching this video, and we will see you again in the next bookish video. And until next time, keep being creative.